Well, guys, what a way to spend Christmas Day than be with your loved ones and your family, and then you go see Nosferatu at the 10 o'clock showing, surrounded by 200 maniacs, watching the most disturbing movie of 2024. What is wrong with us? Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Michael, and today we're going to be talking about the 2024 remake Nosferatu. Nosferatu is directed by Robert Eggers, and he's directed The Witch, The Northman, and The Lighthouse, three of the creepiest movies I've ever seen. And now I can't seem to live without him.
There is a devil in this world, and I have met him.
In the 1880s, estate agent Thomas Hutter travels to Transylvania for a fateful meeting with Count Orlok, a prospective client. In his absence, Hutter's new bride, Ellen, is under the care of their friends Friedrich and Anna Harding. Plagued by horrific visions and an increasing sense of dread, Ellen soon encounters an evil force that's far beyond her control. So what can I say? I like this director. Robert Eggers knows how to craft a really dreadful and creepy setting. So back in 2016, I remember watching The Witch, which was one of his first mainstream movies, and I can remember being deeply invested. He has a way of building suspense and dread in his movies, and he uses the occult and some satanic messages, which I'm kind of into. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Christian, but that's the only thing that scares me is satanic stuff. I'm not that afraid of snakes and spiders, but satanic witchcraft, that scares the shit out of me. This movie stars Bill Skarsgard, Willem Dafoe, Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult, and Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now let's get one thing clear. A lot of people are calling this movie a masterpiece. I don't know if it is. We will find out. Let's talk about the good stuff first. Bill Skarsgard is truly disturbing and a sick, twisted. More and more he's been appearing in these movies as a killer or a psycho. I'm starting to think that there's something wrong with this guy, but you know what? That is a true testament to his talent. Let's talk about Count Orlok and his appearance, because it's a lot different from what I imagined. In the original 1922 version, he's tall and he's bald and he has pointy ears, and he also wears like a black suit. But in this movie, he's kept in the dark for half of the movie because it builds that suspense and that tension, and it really drives the fear factor home. It's as if being kept in the dark and on the side of your eye actually scares you more than seeing him face to face. I heard that Bill Skarsgard worked with a voice coach to drop his whole voice down an octave. Naturally, Bill Skarsgard's voice is actually on a medium to high pitch, but in this movie, his voice is deep and it's gurgling and growling, and it's really kind of creepy. Without even seeing him on screen, you just hear his voice, and it is quite a disturbance. But let's talk about the main standout of this movie, and that's Lily Rose Depp. She absolutely goes for it in this movie. Her performance is a mixture between death and ecstasy. Her performance is quite erotic and very vulnerable, so if you have kids, do not bring them to this movie like at my screening where there was 3 or 4 little 4 and 5-year-olds. I'm telling you, we are screwed up as a society. I'm starting to really like Nicholas Hoult. He's a really good actor in this movie. You can see the fear in his performance, and he actually brings like this British comedic side to it. He's really entertaining in a funny way. I don't know if he means to be like that, but he's really entertaining. In this movie, you can feel the dread and the fear that he experiences when he goes to visit Count Orlok. Another underrated actor is Aaron Taylor Johnson, especially on Bullet Train. And I know after seeing Craven, he needed this movie to kind of bounce him back, because Craven was absolute dog. Hey, everybody has a bad day at the office. Look at us. And of course, you have Willem Dafoe, who's great in almost everything he does. In this movie, he's actually more of a side character, but I'm starting to really enjoy the fact that Robert Eggers includes Willem Dafoe in a lot of his movies. He's in Northman, he's in this movie, he's in The Lighthouse, and they're starting to become that Tim Burton and Johnny Depp duo that kind of pair together every 3 or 4 years. Now, this movie does have some jump scares, but what's more scary is the way the camera pans from left to right very slowly, and sometimes it does a whole 360, and you're just dying to see, like, turn, like, what are you going to look at? What is going to pop out? He plays it so well in this movie. I could feel the audience just tensing up and getting more sunk into their chairs. This is the kind of horror movie I look forward to. What else can I say about this movie? All the characters have the proper screen time. Each one of them is properly developed. and I don't get bored with any of the characters. In fact, there's some tension moments, or I would even call them action scenes. They're not true like action, but there's a lot of commotion going on. This movie's so fantastic because it brings vampires back. It makes vampires evil and scary again. Sometimes it's better to show the vampires doing less action and less stunt work and just being more pure evil. Especially Bill Skarsgård transforming into Count Orlok. It's absolutely a performance of a lifetime. You don't even know it's him.
Standing before me was death. I'd never been so happy.
If you told me on screen that was Bill Skarsgård, I would not believe you. His voice, the makeup, the way he's standing and acting, it's absolutely mind-blowing that he can transform into this nasty, disgusting monster, this creature of the night. Now let's talk about some of the negatives. So Robert Eggers does use this jump scare tactic, and I don't like it, but you know what? It was kind of effective as long as he doesn't overdo it. But it's basically where the character has a vision, and it's like a burst of disturbing image in their mind. Like it's like boom, like it's a jump scare, but it's not like a cheap jump scare where like the birds fly out or a cat jumps out of the cupboard. But he does it 2 or 3 times, and it kind of like pushes the limit to where I'm getting sick and tired of him using it. But he does do it 2 or 3 times too much in this movie, and it becomes a little lazy. And honestly, the ending was a little underwhelming, but you know what? The movie was filled with such tension and dread and suspense that it's kind of okay. All is forgiven. Overall, guys, I want to see this movie again, and the theater was actually kind of packed, and it's for good reason because Nosferatu is really good. And that's why I'm going to give Nosferatu...
No, don't do it!
...an A-. So there's not that many negatives, guys, and honestly, some people are already calling this a masterpiece. This movie was so scary, I couldn't sleep at night, and I just was haunted by the occult and the imagery of these vampires and Lily Depp's big dead eyes. I just had a good time with it. So anyways, guys, I gotta put my kids to bed. It's super late, but I'm really glad I saw this movie. I'm absolutely shocked that I saw something like this on Christmas Day. Leave your comments below. Please subscribe and become a part of the MF Army. Don't forget to comment below what you thought about Nosferatu. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming back. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. God bless, and we will see you on the next one.